commit money to the project. People just don't know you. They don't care about you. They have no relationship to you, so they're not going to invest in your project. And also, despite the increase in online transactions, online shopping in Australia, there still is a significant concern around transacting online.
But what we want to do now is actually run through pretty rapid fire, really practical tips if you're going to run a crowdfunding campaign. So we're going to walk you through a number of stages, the plan, the ask and the spread. But before we do that...
So before we do that, we're going to weave a couple of case studies through the rest of the presentation. And these are designed to sort of give you really practical examples of how different projects have particularly gone through parts of what we're going to talk about and made decisions around that. So the first one is Amanda Palmer, an American singer and songwriter and burlesque performer. She's been around for a while. She was here in Melbourne, here in Australia, in Melbourne in March this year, and she recorded a number of tracks. She was very interested in what she was going to do with those now that she'd recorded them. So she started a Kickstarter campaign designed to help her support a bigger project around those recorded tracks. So in particular, she was looking for funding to support the creation of the album, but as well, she was looking to develop an art book that went along with it. So working with 30 different artists to create artwork inspired by or, as part of the project. And then to take the collection of that content on tour, both a series of art exhibitions and acoustic gigs, as well as a series of sort of more traditional rock gigs. So more close to the home example, the Emerging Writers Festival from Melbourne. They've been providing unique opportunities for skills development and training for emerging and young artists in Australia, but found that they were sort of fairly well attended as far as Victoria and Melbourne went, but they weren't getting a lot of people from outside of that. So they were very interested in how to take that experience and that opportunity to other places. So they started a Possible campaign to help them support a one-day mini conference in Brisbane. The most important thing about starting a crowdfunding campaign is to actually have a plan. Lots of projects sort of just assumed that because it was on the internet they were going to get funded, and they unfortunately didn't. So it's very important to think about what you're going to do, how you're going to develop your project, how you're going to talk about it, these kinds of things, and have a really good think about what you're hoping to deliver. One of the most important parts of that is to actually have a really good sense of the budget of your project. How much is it actually going to cost you? Thinking about all of the kinds of costs that are going to be associated. In particular, some of the costs people forget about, like the fact that none of the platforms are free. There is a cost associated with using a crowdfunding platform, which we'll go into. But also things like the fact that if you're using an international crowdfunding platform, that there may be conversion rates and things involved in what you end up taking home at the end of the project. And also